Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to another video. This is a new kind of video. Never done a video like this before. In fact, I don't think anyone on the planet has done a video like this before. Basically, what this is a commentary video to an intense 4-hour meditation session that I did last weekend. And you're probably thinking, Connor, are you kidding me? A commentary on a meditation session? That has to be the most boring thing I have ever heard of. Well, think twice, because near the end of it, I do some breathing exercises, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail of this video, I had a freaking seizure. Now, did I really have a seizure? The average person looks at what happened, they'd be like, whoa, that definitely looks like a seizure. What do I think it was? I think it was more of a Kundalini experience. I will talk about what that is and why I think that I'm in the process over the past few days of actually having some sort of Kundalini awakening. I'll talk about that. But yeah. So if you're just here to watch me have a seizure, dope. But hopefully, I reel people in with this seizure and they get some cool spiritual value out of this video. So if you're not into that, you can skip and just watch me have the seizure. But if you're open-minded, I would listen to the entirety of this video because there's a lot of great spiritual content in it. So I'm going to be going through my entire meditation session, exactly what happened, and then we'll get to the whole Kundalini experience. So yeah. So basically, I started this meditation session out around 15 minutes in. Let's hop over to that. So about right here, I'm just getting comfortable, okay? And then you can see in a minute, I'm going to freeze, okay? And I'm going to freeze and maintain that posture for the next a little over an hour, okay? So right there, boom. I'm not moving for an entire hour. So what this is called it's called strong determination sitting, okay? It's basically meditation on steroids. So the idea behind strong determination sitting is you get in a position, right? And then you don't move for a given amount of time. I try and do it for at least an hour, okay? Now, this is very different from most people's meditation session, right? Most people, they're meditating, they feel a little uncomfortable, so they move around, or they have an itch, and so they itch it. And that's, that's all well and good, like that's still meditation, but this strong determination sitting is meditation on steroids. So the idea behind it, okay, is it's really equanimity training. Okay, so what is equanimity? It's basically just contentment with the present moment. Okay, so most people, they have some aches and pains and they're resisting it, right? They don't like it. They're like, man, I wish this pain would go away. And I mean, they suffered from it, right? And so the idea behind strong determination sitting is really to build up that equanimity. So even if you have some aches and pains for the whole hour, however long you're doing it, you can't move, right? I mean, you can, but that's the point, is to not move. And you kind of learn, you train your brain to reach a state of equanimity despite aches, pains, and uncomfortable feelings, okay? So I've noticed this has helped me a ton just throughout the day. Just little aches, pains, little uncomfortable things, they just don't bother me like they used to, okay? And I mean, this is really important because throughout the day, most of us, our ego is just this automatic mechanism that's, it's like on autopilot, right? And we don't even realize it. So we're living life, and there's some sort of stimulus, right? And it incites this reaction out of us unconsciously, like we're not even conscious of it, and we just react, okay? So say it's like we're driving in traffic, someone cuts us off, we just react, we honk at them, and we cuss them out or whatever. We yell at them, and we're not even conscious of it. It's just this reaction, right? And this is the ego mechanism at play, okay? It's like we're not even conscious beings, all right? It's literally just like it just happens, and you don't even think twice about it, right? So this kind of short circuits that mechanism, because normally you would be sitting, you have an ache and a pain, and you would move, right? That's the ego's automatic response, but you're going against that, okay? So you're becoming more and more conscious, and essentially you're dissolving the ego. So that's the idea behind strong determination sitting. It's like meditation on steroids. I highly, highly recommend that you do it. Don't hurt yourself, all right? I have to put this disclaimer in here because some people apparently can hurt themselves during meditation. It's happened before. You do a strong determination sit for so long, despite some intense back pain or something, and you end up hurting yourself. But for the most part, you should be good. But I have to put that disclaimer in there. So yeah, I do a strong determination sit every day. In fact, it's basically it's on autopilot now, where basically anytime I meditate, I just don't move, you know, unless the pain gets unbearable. You'll see I did this from 15 minutes in to 124. You guys can do the math on how long that is. But until 124.50. And about right here, see, the pain was very intense in my legs. I mean, it was very, very intense. So then I just switch over to this more relaxed position. And then I maintain this position for the next, I mean, couple hours or so. I mean, you can see my head move around a little bit. I don't mean to do that. It just kind of happens. But, so yeah, then we start getting the interesting part. So 2 hours and 56 minutes in, I start getting a little bored. You know, I'm like, let's spice things up. Meditation doesn't have to be boring. It can be kind of interesting. So I start doing some shamanic breathing. Okay, what is shamanic breathing? Well, you can call it shamanic breathing, holotropic breathing. The Wim Hof method is a type of shamanic breathing, you could say. I'm sure you guys have seen me do the Wim Hof method before in various videos, but it's essentially deep breathing. Okay, very deep in, letting go, and really having really deep in breaths. And you're doing this for an extended period of time, flooding your body with oxygen, and some interesting stuff happens. Okay, shamanic breathing has been done since ancient times for awakening. You can have some incredible experiences of higher level states of consciousness during it, similar to psychedelics, different but similar in the sense that you obtain different levels of consciousness. So I do some sort of shamanic breathing every day. This was a pretty intense session. As you can see, I do it for a fairly long time. You know, the Wim Hof method is like 30 breaths, right? I do this for at least 5 straight minutes or so. And then, let's see, let's get to the climax here. So at 3:01:20, here we go. So basically here, I get to the end of this shamanic breathing, and I decide to do a big breath hold, which really amplifies everything. So you can see the breaths are getting more and more intense as I go, and then boom, I hold the breath for about 10 seconds or so, and then let it go, and then all of a sudden this happens. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, so what just happened there? Let's watch that again, because that was pretty intense. So you can see here, I let go of the breath, and then look at my hands. My hands are doing some weird shit, man. Like, this isn't like I'm consciously squirming and tensing my hands. This is basically electricity running through my body, okay? So all of this, it seems like it's like a reflex, right? Like my body is moving itself. That's how it felt in the moment. And in the moment, I didn't feel my head jerk around. In the moment, it just kind of felt like some electricity was going through my body, and basically like this was happening, not to the extent that happened, that it showed on camera. And I remained conscious through it the whole time, okay? I definitely felt a different level of consciousness. I felt very out of body. I definitely felt it was a completely different mode of consciousness, which I've reached before. It was nothing like whoa, that was crazy, but the electrical impulses that were going through my body were pretty intense, more intense than they've really ever been before. I felt some electrical impulses going down my spine, throughout my arms, and a lot of people would call that a seizure. I will talk about what I think it is in a second. But yeah, look at those 2 jolts. I mean, that's not me tensing up, okay? That is like this electrical current coursing through my body, okay? And yeah, I mean, that's essentially what seizures are, is this abnormal electrical current in the brain causing that kind of jolting, right? But I don't believe that that's what it was. You guys can decide this for yourself, but basically See, then I just continued like it was normal, right? I did my second breath hold, and then I just continued breathing. Like it didn't seem like some crazy. Like normally when you have a seizure, you'd be like, oh shit, holy fuck, like I just had a seizure, and you might turn off the video or something. But I'm like, nah, that's just part of the meditation. I've had similar experiences before, but that was really intense. So what do I think it was? Well, I think it was a Kundalini experience. So what is a Kundalini experience? Well, there's this thing called a Kundalini awakening. And again, I would remain open-minded to this. Some people would think, oh, there, boom. I actually did another breath hold too. And I had a less intense kind of seizure. Like, I didn't remember itching my face like that. Like, when I looked on camera, I was like, what? Like, really? Like, did I do that? So, yeah, that was another similar experience. But so yeah, what is a Kundalini? I'll pause the video. And basically, for the rest of the time, I think I do kind of one more round of shamanic breathing and then just kind of chill. So yeah, not really too exciting. But basically, and again, most people who aren't into spirituality, this seems all woo-woo, right? But basically, a Kundalini, spiritual practitioners believe that, I believe that this is in the Hindu culture, there's 7 chakras throughout the body, and basically energy centers. And you're probably thinking, Connor, that's so woo, like what energy centers? Well, I guarantee you that there's some sort of physiological reasoning behind them, right? That they can be studied with science, it just hasn't been yet. So essentially there are these 7 different energy centers, and there are these different channels, right? Electrical channels, because we are electrical beings, okay? There's all sorts of electromagnetic energy coursing throughout our bodies and throughout our environments all the time. Right? So it makes sense that we have kind of these electrical channels in our bodies, okay? And a Kundalini awakening is this dormant energy, right? All of a sudden, it starts flowing through the body. So basically, there are these channels, there's these chakras where the energy wasn't flowing, but now all of a sudden, it starts flowing. And from what I can tell, because I think I'm in the process of going through that right now, and I'll explain more, but it's this like electrical kind of jolting sensations throughout the body. So it started out, I actually felt it in my head and in my foot, and it was like it's all like connected, right? So I can kind of tap into the energy and kind of intensify it. And say I intensify it in my head, it also intensifies it in the foot, and I feel it, especially when I do certain mudras with my hands. I can feel it, the energy coursing and jolting through my hands as well. And I can gradually feel it coming on more and more and spreading to different areas of the body, if that makes sense. And it really all happened, I think it started off with this meditation session, and then the next day it really got intense, and then it's kind of started coming in waves, but gradually increasing throughout the next few days. And so, yeah, it's been a really interesting experience, and I will definitely update you guys in the future and let you know how it progresses. But yeah, I believe it's a Kundalini type awakening. A lot of people get it confused because people think like Kundalini awakening, like how does that vary from awakening in general? Well, there's so many different facets of awakening. There's so many different facets. The Buddhists have, understanding emptiness, right? Or nirvana. And then in the Hindu tradition, it's these chakras, right? But they're different, right? The Kundalini awakening is more a physical, if you want to call anything physical, right? A physical, electrical, current, like some sort of physical phenomena in your body, right? That's more of a Kundalini awakening. And I'm sure it can come with some sort of psychological or intellectual, like mind type realizations as well. But it's really more of a physical thing, right? The Buddhist realization of emptiness or nirvana or God, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, that's more of a, you'd call it a mental phenomenon, right? You actually kind of understand or realize that, you would think like in your mind, right? And then there's so many different facets of awakening. So it's just a different type. And from what I've heard, Kundalini awakening makes meditation much more enjoyable. It makes it even it's like meditation on super steroids, even better than strong determination sitting, because you can just feel the energy coursing through your body, and it feels like the meditation is kind of doing itself. So that's what I've heard from friends who have had Kundalini awakenings. And yeah, so we'll see. Could be wrong. Could have just had a seizure. Like, I don't know. I'm open minded to it. I really have no idea. But I'll definitely keep you updated on what's going on. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you got some good value out of it. Um, yeah, I hope it motivates you to do some hardcore meditation / breathing exercises today. But again, I should probably put out this disclaimer: don't do breathing exercises if you're not in good health. And yeah, please don't make me liable for any crazy seizures that you have. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.